Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Give It a Year, my podcast diary. The diary of an artist, author, storyteller, Canadian, support worker, sister, friend, and community member. My name is Jenny Q, and I am so happy you're here. Today's episode is called, Is It Just Me? And I don't think it is. Today I am presenting something very unscripted and raw. I have about 10 minutes to complete this because I want to get this done before work. And the whole content of what I'm going to share will explain why I've got this limit. My podcast promises, as always, are below in the description. If you have any questions, just drop me a message. They are what I promise to you and to myself so that there is consistency in this uncharted, unscripted, unformatted podcast diary in cyberspace. So, let me begin. I woke up this morning in a bit of anxiety, and part of the spark of my insecurity is something that is crazy. I got an email from my insurance folks, for my car insurance, and my insurance is going up over $300 in the next year. Is it because I had an accident? No. Is it because I have piles of speeding tickets? No. Is it because I crashed my car? No. Is it because someone crashed into my car? No. My insurance rates are going up, apparently, because of the high increase of just general theft and cost of living and inflation and all those amazing other things that are going on. I live in Canada. In Canada, there is a lot of stuff going on, and I have started to pay attention to politics just a little bit. Today is a bit of a rant, so just bear with me. And so that politics and all the things that go on that a lot of Canadians, a lot of people in general don't pay attention to, are actually the cause of my insurance increase. And it has caused me to have lots of great things, to have goals, to find ways to earn a little bit of extra money on the side, doing workshops and selling art and doing that kind of thing. Which is why I'm here initially anyway to this podcast, because I have a purpose of putting out pockets of positive space in the cyber world, in the real world, in my community. That is my goal. That is my passion. That is what I am all about. But today, I got under a whole bunch of things in my head of the lists of the things I want to do. And then this insurance increase just smacked me upside the head. And I got beat down, and I'm like, okay, I need to still do my health. So I still did my physio this morning, and I did all these things, and I have a full work day, and then I have other commitments I want to do tonight, and I have workshops that I want to get out, and I have, and it's just, I feel like there's no time. So, I guess I'm just putting it out there. Are you struggling as well? And I don't have the solution. I'm not asking to offer you a solution or a formula or anything. I'm just asking so that I can find out if I'm the only one. Am I the only one who feels like no matter what they do in the right vein, you're getting pulled down? And I'm here to say out loud to myself and to you, no, I'm not the only one. And the reason I'm not the only one is because the reality is our world is against us right now. Unintentionally or intentionally, the cost of living in Canada is astronomical. The taxes are outrageous. The safety in the communities is depleting. And it's hard to move forward when you see these things. And so here is one of my podcast promises is I'll always bring an uplifting thing. And I've got to wrap this up. But, so here's my uplifting thing and why I'm pushing to do this podcast before I go to work. I'm doing it for myself and for you, primarily for me, because I need to get myself in a better mindset before I get set off into my day. Here is the silver lining from what I know. Every challenge, every anxiety thing, every thing that makes your heart pound, not in a good way, these are all things to give you clues as to what you need to do and ought to do to make your life the best possible. And I think the caveat that we all forget is the best possible is not the perfect life, and you will likely not achieve everything or attain every goal. But having goals, having things to work towards, and having that positive thought will get you through these times. I don't know if this is making any sense, but this is really just a rant this morning. And so what I'm trying to say is, am I the only one who is feeling pressure and thinking, oh my God, it's not my fault? And it probably isn't your fault. But even though it's not your fault, it is your own responsibility to guide how you respond and what you think about things, and to navigate the things that you can do and do have control of. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm going to ask you a question, then I got to boot off to work. So I woke up this morning. I was ready to be in tears and just give up and be like, I posted about my workshop. No one's signing up. I'm not making extra money. All of these awful thoughts going through my head of like, oh my God, I'm going to lose the house. Da, 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 da. Like it just dominoes, right? So I took a breath. I did a meditation, and I thought about the fact that I always have, because my thought is I'm running out of time. And here's the thing. I am not running out of time. I have the same 24 hours every single day. Time does not change. A day is 24 hours. That does not change. You have that 24 hours. I have the same 24 hours. What changes is the amount of stuff I'm trying to shove into it. If you think of it visually like a bag, 24 hours is a bag, and I'm trying to shove in my goals and my anxieties and my fears and my workouts and meal prep and participating in things in the community and doing my job and being a good friend and being a good family member, and I'm trying to fit all of these things in. And so things are going to overflow, they're going to fall out, and they're going to tear at the bag. And no matter what I do in trying to fit as much as I can in this bag, the bag will not change. It is what it is. So here's the good thing. Here's the thing. I don't think life is meant to be complicated. I don't think life is meant to be go, 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 but I live like that. And so it's a reminder when something like an insurance adjustment says, what are you really getting stressed over? And so what I offer to you is maybe take some stuff out of your bag, out of your day, out of your time. Because the one thing we all have that is the most precious thing in the world is time. And you are the only person who can determine what that time is spent on. Even work. If you choose to work and be independent, that's up to you. If you don't want to work and you need time for other things, then you quit your job, right? Okay, I'm rambling. This really has no form, but I guess the silver lining is if we didn't have problems, we wouldn't have things to work towards. If we didn't have things to work towards, life would be empty. And I guess what I offer, and I'm offering this to myself right now as well, is look at the things that you are going to remember in your days as you get older. And are you going to remember that your insurance went up? No. But are you going to remember that you were able to pay off a house or have good health? Yes. Are you going to remember dancing and singing and doing all those wonderful things? Yes. So focus on those. I'm not saying ignore reality and ignore all the stuff that's not good. What I'm saying is remember that you are in your own space, and that's what you can influence. And if your space, your independent space, bumps up to someone else's personal space and they're having a day like you're having, and it's like, oh my God, what is going on in this world? You can commemorate and complain and dwell in the bad, or you can maybe say, hey, it ain't so bad. We have a job, we have a place to be, and we're alive, and we have access to good food, and use your gratitudes. Okay, this has no form or anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this. So my question for you before, oh my God, did you hear that? Okay, I can't stop. Okay. My phone's beeping. I'm doing this on my phone. Here is my question to you. And I really hope this didn't come across as a very sad or negative episode today. I want it to be something to show you that this is real. This is real time. This is cyberspace. And I'm throwing out tons of stuff today because I need to do that. So if you need to hear it, it's here. And here's the question. In your bag of a day, in your 24 hours, what can you remove or add to that bag to make it good? So me, I made sure I did my podcast because I love this. I love this time. I love being here. I love creating this. I love being disciplined and being here. So it's brought me joy. And remember, as always, this is not the best episode, but I'm here. I'm doing it. It's done. And I always, of course, want to remind you, you have 3 things that you can do no matter how bad or crazy the day is. And I'm reminding myself of this right now. I can share my smile, I can share my love, and I can share my laughter. And that is what I will remember, and that is what makes a good life. And that, my friends, is why I'm doing my podcast and rambling and sounding a bit scattered today. If you've made it this long through today's episode, I hope you got something out of it. I hope you remember that you're amazing, and I hope that my insanity maybe made you smile and go, hey, maybe I am not the only one who thinks this world's insane despite the fact I'm awesome and doing all the right things. Because I'm sure you are. Have a great day, everyone. Rest of your day. And we'll see you next Tuesday.